Hello and good morning everyone. I'm your teacher Mr. Zach, and today we are going to learn about Year 6 Civic, the second for February, and the title is Responsibility or Making Decision. So let's get started. Okay, so in our previous videos we have learned about making good decisions. Okay, in this picture we learn about Faris. He is in a dilemma. He wanted to buy new pair of boots, but he didn't have enough money, so he have three choices. So this we have learned before. The second one, we also learn about Alex and Tom. Alex is a kind boy. He's a good son, filial son, who have a sick mother, and he worked hard in order to get money for his mother. On that day, he received a lot of bonus, and at the same time, his friend Tom is in the hospital, and Tom didn't have enough money to pay the bills. So Alex also faced with another decision, whether to give money to Tom or not. And then we also learn about the Vinod. Vinod have to go to his sister's birthday or the class party. Okay, so we have learned about this. So today we are going to learn about responsibility. So what is responsibility? Okay, the meaning of responsibility is being accountable for your action or choices. You can see the meaning of accountable in the red and the meaning of choices in black. Okay, the next one. Whatever we do in life, we are always faced with choices. So why we should always be responsible? Because there's always consequences to our choices. Okay, so these are the meaning of consequences, and that is the meaning of choices. Okay, so why we should make a good choice? Because when we make a good choice, we will have good consequences, and whenever we make a bad choice, we will get a bad result. For example, if you are an accountant and your job is to put the money in and out of the bank account, what would happen if you didn't do your job for one day? Many people won't be able to take money out from their account. Why? Because you're an accountant. Your job is to check for money, to put the money in and out of the bank account. If you don't do your job, then the people won't get money in the account. So if they wanted to take out money from the ATM, they wanted to buy things, or they wanted to do transfer, they want to pay bills, then they won't have any money. So your choice to be lazy, even if it's just for one day, will put other people in difficulties. Okay, so now I want you to think. Imagine if you as a student and you don't want to do your homework. What do you think will happen to you, to your teacher, and to other people? Okay, so this is your first exercise. I want you to write what will happen if you don't do your work. So you answer like this: if I don't do my homework, I will. What will happen to you? If I don't do my homework, my teacher will. What will the teacher do? And lastly, what will happen to other people? Other people here means it can be your friends and it can be your parents. Okay? So this is your first exercise for today. I want you to think, what is the consequences of your choice of not doing your homework? Now, okay, in the last lesson we have learned, can you name the choices and consequences that we have made? Okay, for example, in the first picture, choices. Okay, Faris. What is Faris' choice? He have a lot of choices here, whether to tell his parents and ask for money, to save money in the bank, or to just buy the cheaper pair of boots, right? And then Tom, what choices does he have? He have a choice whether to give money to Tom or don't give money to Tom, because he also need it. And then for Vinod, he have two choices, whether to go to the party or to go to the sister's party, or to go to both of them, right? Next one. What are the consequences of their choices? Think here. Okay, for Faris, if he chose to ask for parents, if he chose to ask his parents for money, what is the consequences? The consequences is he will get the boots immediately. He can buy the good pair, but the parents will not have enough money, so they cannot buy enough foods or other things. Okay, or maybe the parents don't have money and Paris will not get the boots, so by the end of the day he only have two choices left, whether to save money or just to buy the cheaper pair of boots. Okay, so that is consequences. And then what happened to Alex? If he give money to Tom, what will happen? Tom father will Tom will be able to pay bills for his father in the hospital. But what happened if Alex didn't give the money to Tom? Okay, that one I want you to think. For Faris just now, I want you to think, what will happen if he save money, or what will happen if he just buy the cheaper pair of boots? Last but not least, Vinod. If he go to the sister's birthday, he won't be able to go to the friend's party. If he go to the friend's party, he won't be able to go to the sister's party. So, what is the consequences of his action? If he choose to go to both, then he will be able to go to both party, right? Next one. Okay. So in today's lesson, we are going to learn about your responsibility as a student. So there are three things that you as a student are responsible of. Number one, you are responsible to always be on time, whether going to school, going back into class, or doing your homework. In the second one, you are always responsible to be on time. Then the second one, to do your homework. You are always responsible to do your homework. Why? Because homework has a lot of benefit. Number one, it helps you to learn better about what we already learned in the class. Then when you do the work, you will remember better. The second one, when you do your homework, your hand will be moving, your eyes will be moving, and your brain will think. This will help to train your skills, your psychomotor skills. So you will become a good, you will have a good reflex. Okay? And lastly, when you do your homework, you will be able to spend time maybe with your family or maybe with your tutor, so it will help you to develop your asking skill. When you don't understand, you ask. And then the last one, as a student, you are responsible to always make a good choice. Don't choose the bad choice that will give you a bad result or a bad consequences. You must know what is good and what is bad for you. Next one, I want you to choose one picture from these 5 pictures here. This will be your choice. You are going to choose the picture. Okay, number 1, a student. You do your homework. Second one, sleeping in the classroom. Number 3, finishing your homework before playing. See there, the boy want to play games, the boy want to play with his toys, and the girl want to play basketball, but they finish their homework first. Okay, next one, asking questions. If you don't understand in class, you choose to ask question. And then lastly, talking to your friends, saying hi to other people. Especially when you are in school, maybe you just transfer to get to know your friend, saying hi. Okay, so from these 5 pictures, I want you to choose one picture, and then after you choose the picture, I want you to think, what is the consequences of your choice, the picture you choose. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, this is my choice, so you cannot choose this picture. Okay, sleeping in the class. When you choose to sleep in the class, you won't be able to finish your work. So what will happen is you have to do your extra work later, while your friends, when they finish their work, they can relax, they can play game, but you have to do more works. Okay, next one. So what is your choice between the 4 pictures? The other 4 pictures, choose one and tell me what is the consequences of the action in the picture. Okay, so this is your second work for today. The first one just now is the one with the as a student, if you choose not to do the homework. Now I want you to watch the last video for today, and we will do a choice and consequences exercise. Okay, now let us watch the video together.
What happened, my dear? You look upset.
You know, Grandma, I've been assigned to a painting project in my school. I was asked to create a picture with nature's theme, but there is no green color left on my color palette. I have used it all. I don't understand what to do. Can you please help me out?
Haha, my dear, you're so worried about this little thing. There is always some or other way to everything. I'm telling you a story. Listen carefully. It may help you find solution to your problem. Hundreds of years ago, somewhere in Italy, a small businessman owed a large sum of money to a moneylender. The moneylender was a very old and ugly man and wanted to marry the businessman's young, charming daughter, Michelle. The moneylender offered the businessman a deal that all his debt would be completely wiped out if he could marry the businessman's daughter. This proposal was accepted by the businessman with a feeling of revulsion. But Michelle did not want to marry the moneylender and denied to do so. When the moneylender got to know this, he gave a choice to the businessman's daughter, that she would have to pick a pebble from a bag with 2 pebbles inside. And if she would pick the black pebble, the debt would be wiped out completely, but the moneylender would marry her. But if she would pick the white pebble, the debt would be wiped out and the daughter wouldn't have to marry him. The moneylender picked up 2 pebbles from the businessman's garden. While picking up pebbles, Michelle noticed that he picked up 2 black pebbles and placed them into the bag. He then asked the daughter to pick one. The daughter naturally had 3 choices as to what she could have done. First, either to refuse to pick a pebble from the bag. Second, to take both pebbles out of the bag and expose the moneylender for cheating. Or third, to draw out a pebble from the bag and sacrifice herself for her father's freedom. She finally picked a pebble from the bag. and before anyone could see what she picked, she deliberately dropped it into the midst of other pebbles and said to the moneylender, "Oh, it slipped from my hand unknowingly. Never mind, if you look into the bag for the one that is left, you will be able to tell which pebble I picked." The moneylender was sure about the pebble left in the bag was obviously black, and as he didn't want to get exposed, he had to play along as if the pebble the daughter dropped was white. So the moneylender was forced to clear her father's debt. Remember, don't limit yourself to the only options you think you have. Sometimes you have to think out of the box too.
Thanks, Grandma. Instead of thinking about the already finished color, I should start mixing yellow and blue to create the green color.
That's my boy.
Now, what choices did you find in the story? How many choices? And what are the consequences of the choices? Like what we do in the first video, I want you to list down at least 2 choices that happens in the story, and who are making the choices, and what are the consequences of the choices. So this is your third exercise for today. Make sure to do all your homework. Choose the better choice. Choose to become a better student. Okay, so that's all for today. See you in the next video. Bye.